I wouldn't be surprised if this map still gives him PTSD. One and all, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the midweek muster. Wham has returned to where it all went wrong in week number 2. We're on High View, aka Pigeon's View, the new and improved version. He's playing the Abbasids. On the other side, Puppypaw, the man who really stuck a bullet in the chest on him in this one. In the pink as the English. English versus Abbasids. And what? Dude, these guys have been cooking. So this is very interesting to think about. We used to see this with Vortex Lucifron, and it kind of makes sense. If you have a scrim partner that knows all your strategies, do you know how you deal with that? You do something different. We have got a Ford Rax rush from the English. Oh my god. Can you two stop? Ford berries as well, so that's going to force some harassment there. But back gold makes this questionable from Puppypaw. I'm trying to think of the last time I saw an English men-at-arms opening work, and I'm coming up dry. I'm not really sure how far back in the time machine I'd have to go. Usually, these type of rushes worked because someone panicked, not because they were good. Well, he has at least got the shortbow villager here, but, I mean... Really? This would take a while, guys. Hey, guys, berry gathering rate got buffed. It got buffed so much in Season 9 that the English want them all. Can confirm as an Englishman, I do love raspberries. What is going on in this series? House of Wisdom's going to be coming in. He's marching around that gold. I mean, but Wham already has what he needs for a tech up, folks. However, if this is Fertile Crescent, which did just get nerfed by 5%, but is still good, if this is an Eco Wing play, he doesn't have the pocket money to play. Is this going to force him to go Military Wing? Oh my god, it is. He has to go Millie Wing. So this could actually pay off for Puppypaw then, because it stops the TC boom. And I mean, theoretically, behind this, you could do your own TC play. Because now the Eco Wing doesn't feel OP. Wait, he just switched back. Wait, what? He's like, oh, no, it's okay, guys. I don't need gold that fast. It's only 75 gold. I'll get it soon. I mean, it's not just 75 gold, though. It's double 75 gold because he needs fresh foodstuffs also. What on earth? You know what the funny part is? These last few games, I'm like, and I just don't know what's going to happen next. And I'm feeling that again. Puppypaw is starting to stockpile up. Is it going to be Abbey of Kings or is it going to be Council Hall? I feel like you have a timing for Council Hall here. Especially if you just scouted that he switched, but... no way. He knows, right? Yeah, he can see. He can see which wing it is. So he knows that he's gone back for Eco Wing after all. So if you go Council Hall, you have a pretty good timing here to ruin Wham. Wham, meanwhile... this might be a saving grace. He sneaks out because for some reason Puppypaw wanted to camp on the mill instead of camping the double gold on the backside here. And what is up, Yaga Shimada? Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Welcome to Swarm. You've chosen a good game to subscribe on. This one is definitely going to be going up on the channel because this is wild. I mean, Men-at-Arms is moving now, but too little too late from Puppypaw here. Greedy, wanting to block out the food, and he was neglecting the gold. Okay, so Puppypaw now has to concede that he cannot deny Wham from getting these trinkets. In fact, in some ways, you know, Wham kind of benefits from here because if he doesn't need gold, he can always switch to the deer. So it's kind of chef's kiss, and yes, he can also gather the stone. Like, this actually worked out perfectly for him. That's wild. Tech up complete. Fresh foodstuffs immediately queued, and we should be getting Fertile Crescent fairly soon after that. It's got a lot of windstone gathering to do, though, and I'm starting to wonder, does Puppypaw regret going for the Abbey of Kings? Wait, is he just gonna... Are we getting a Men-at-Arms rush here? What? Okay, but actually, in all seriousness, guys, it's not the worst idea. You've got the king, so you can heal. Now, usually this is better if you build the Abbey of Kings next to the enemy base. I'll say that much. But you still have the AoE heal on the go. And also, keep in mind this outpost is not in range of the TC, right? It's not in range of the House of Wisdom, which means it doesn't get the fire armor. So if you get enough men-at-arms, you can actually torch this down. That's going to come in, though. Puppypaw maybe a little bit ambitious, a little bit too soon. He wants to force the idle time, though. Doesn't want to allow even one town center up here. Shuffles out at the very last second there with the injured boy. And the king is already on his way in, what, another 20 seconds? Yeah, 15 to go. New men-at-arms fresh is going to dive in. Oh, man, he's playing this like a French player with chivalry queued up. Because that's what he essentially has, guys. He basically has chivalry coming soon. It's going to be here in about 30 seconds, max. King now coming. More men-at-arms being queued. Puppypaw's going to want the timing into blacksmiths here. That's going to be very important. Arrow slits is on the way for Wham. And Camel Archers just got queued up. Yeah, this is the true definition of a timing attack. You either hit it or you miss it. The time is going to be drying up fast for Puppypaw here. Still only 1 Rax, and his villager isn't interested in adding in another. No outposts either. This is actually wild. King's now here. Villagers are going to be shuffling out, but, I mean, maybe a little bit too ambitious there. Camel Archer will be able to start sniping down the injured ones here, which is where the king has to frontline him away. But notice he keeps trying to shuffle in the Stealth Forest. The problem here, guys, is the outpost went up. This play would have been vile on this map if your opponent didn't have an outpost. But he sees you, right? So running into Stealth Forest isn't enough to get away. The Camel Archer can still snipe people out. He is, however, limping the very injured ones all the way back home to the Abbey of Kings. Imagine if this goes down for like 10 minutes and he just ends up upgrading the castle. There's going to be a dive in here. He's able to shove away the villagers on the gathering. He's trying to catch that Camel Archer. Scout is going to get sniped there. That's big on a map like Highview. You're all of a sudden riding blind, and it's dangerous. Not just that, the king is insanely low here. Camel Archer diving for it. He's losing vision, though, at the very end. Nicely baited there. Puppypaw able to get away. Camel Archer will be able to kite as well. And I think that, folks, is going to be what Wham needs. That's the gap. That's the gap. That's the break. That's enough time, because also mistakes were made. Puppypaw didn't rally the new men-at-arms. No, they were chilling here. 2 of them just sitting. All right, this is sadness now. Like, you must men-at-arms against Camel Archers. There's things in games that will make you feel like a one-ball, and this is it. I mean, it's not easy what Wham has done. Puppypaw applied a lot of pressure, and I think it just got highlighted in chat. Not a single villager. You would have expected at least 1 to go down, but no. With a single outpost, he makes it work, and now the TC is on the way. If Puppypaw senses this and attacks it, there's still hope. But if that town center goes up, this is over. In fact, wait, what? Was he going to go 2 TC and has changed his mind? It feels like it? Oh, sorry, no, he already got it. I'm blind. Okay, so we have 2 TC on both sides. Not as catastrophic as we were expecting for Puppypaw. If you're wondering why, like, how the hell did he afford this? It's all the idle time. Wham had a lot of idle eco constantly. And as a result, Puppypaw was able to get a competitive TC timing against Fertile Crescent, which is kind of crazy. So, question now is, does Wham stop? Of course he doesn't. Multi-TC, baby. Has to be at least 3. I wonder if he scouts the English TC, he might even think 4 TC here. It's also a really good TC because it secures the deer and basically the berries, right? So you have to keep raiding here if you're Wham. If you're Puppypaw, rather, but it's going to be very difficult when you've only got men-at-arms to your name. You kind of need a switch into horsemen, actually. The problem is, with this TC drop, I feel like we're not going to see Puppypaw coming out now. I think he's just going Castle Age. This feels like a Castle Age play. Like, what you have to realize is whenever you see a TC dropped on the gold like this, it's a gold focus, right? Now, it theoretically could be him bulking Feudal because he needs gold for men-at-arms. And he has got a few Lombos coming, but I feel like those Lombos are more to just keep the Camel Archers at bay than to actually go on the offensive. Wham, already expecting these Lombo players, though, has started to queue up some horsemen. Wham, that extra TC is now going to secure the full flank, so berries and gold. He's got options. Walls the west side as well. He's pretty much just stripping all raid points away from Puppypaw. Puppypaw, if he wants to try and attack this, is going to be forced into this all-in timing involving rams.
Each bouquet that.
So what is the win condition on each side? I mean, I feel like Puppypaw is going to try to go into feudal, but I'm not sure if that's beneficial here. Again, scaling camel archers, right? And you know there's horsemen as well. Abbasid eco is really strong. It allows them to get a lot more horsemen than almost any other civ. And remember, camel archers are just so strong from a health damage perspective. They did just get nerfed, right? So they got nerfed down to 11 damage from 12. Wait, am I imagining this, or were they 175 health before? Or was 175... No, wait, sorry. They were 140, then they got buffed to 150. 175 is veterancy. So yeah, the change was basically the damage and bonus damage got reduced by 1. Obviously, the bonus damage is not really going to matter here because we can see that Puppypaw was on a deadly trek towards mass men-at-arms. I mean, if Wham doesn't start pushing and probing at the eco, this is going to be problematic because right now, Puppypaw is able to get away with this outrageous timing after going 2TC because he's playing onto things like deer. If he gets away with this, if he's able to keep gathering on these backsides, he will have the economy to get a big enough army. If he had to go for farms, a farm transition at this stage would kill his push timing. But right now, he's on course. No, downside for Puppypaw, at least, is that he's a bit blind here. If it wasn't for the building, he wouldn't even know that he's walking up towards camel archers. However, once you get past that stealth forest, once you're onto the high ground, that's when obviously you don't care. That's when the Lombo's range is good enough to see everything. I wonder, does Wham know about that second deer being exploited? I mean, he is looking for a raid opportunity here, so Puppypaw, it's difficult to mirror. You kind of just need to prep a new line behind this, because Wham, in the meantime, is military winging up. Age 3 on the way. Puppypaw, he's playing the Age 2, though. Still down on the way in 25 seconds. He needs to do damage now. And he did just scout that, right? He should be seeing it, yeah. So he can see that the blueprint is being built. Needs some damage. I wonder, do we just immediately see siege engineering after this? I mean, it's a possibility, right? Like, you need to do damage. The TCs are going to stalemate you for a very long time, so your only other option is if you want to go castle yourself. Could work. Horsemen now coming in from Wham. Archers as well. You know, funnily enough, we might actually just see mass archers with composite bows here. Weirdly enough, Puppypaw is just still investing. I mean, in fairness, Wham doesn't really have an immediate army, but he's got a lofty economy, right? With a lot of that on wood, and he's got plenty of wood to access, he could just scale this very quickly. And what is up, Faplarp? Thank you very much for the gifted sub. I thought I switched the sizing on the subs. I don't know why it's still doing that. I'll have a look tonight. Tech up in 20 seconds. Puppypaw nowhere near his own. He's going to need to attack here. Second group of Lombos is coming. Undermesh did just complete. It's 26 Lombos. This is good enough to fight. Especially considering Wham is delayed on his own tech timing. Horseman looking to intercept. I'm just going to have to shuffle by, though. Puppypaw, I mean, at this stage, you have to go, right? Camping doesn't really do anything for you now. Interception on the rebuild of the racks at the front. So men-at-arms are going to be going down. The Camel Arch is a little bit of an overextension there, though. So good trade offered up as Puppypaw able to take down 2 of those pesky camels. However, Knights are now on the way. And Knights are Puppypaw's kryptonite. He doesn't have spears here at all. Looks like he's getting ready to push. I have to be insanely fast about this. This is what, triple stables? Quadruple stables. This is going to be a mean timing of the Lancers. He's already got 2 camel riders as well. That's good enough to slay the king almost immediately. And Amir is wrong. It's not finished already because I can tell whether it's finished or not. Nice try, though. Never give up. Never surrender. We've seen some memery in this series already. Alright, memery is the wrong word. When it's not understood, when it's not seen before, it seems like a meme. And these startings are so fresh and so different. Pressure coming in, though. The men-at-arms should be enough to take down this town center. Doesn't have the fire armor. However, Lancers are coming in behind. That's going to distract them here. So the villagers are able to start getting the repairs in. The Lombos not paying attention either. Puppypaw, he can't leave without this kill, but it's looking impossible. The repair comes through. He has not done enough damage. Behind this, he is not aging up himself. Spear transition now coming in. But what does this really leave you with? I feel like Puppypaw now has to play for Castle himself. And wham, once he has this mid-map control, all he needs to do is lean directly into the relics to build an even bigger lead. One that will last. Damn. A cool idea theoretically from Puppypaw, but all he can do now is try to get white towers cleanly as possible. The worry I have is the way he set up his farms, with how much he's cut through this tree line. He hasn't walled himself in yet. So what do you do? White tower here, forfeit the 4 TC, but also the gold? Doesn't really feel like a great option. Remember, both of his golds are in one location here. Lancers are just going to keep chasing this back. They very rapidly got the +2 ranged armor. So his Lombos are just reduced to a mere 1 damage in these fights. Spears should be arriving soon, but even once you have them, I don't really think that Puppypaw can rush out into the map. I imagine we're going to be getting a moss drop soon behind this. Is he going to do what all the Abbasid players do, which is forget that relics exist? It's starting to feel like it. Wow. He chooses the gold. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? You can always relocate the farms, and on top of that, if you're running out of wood on the backside, what's the point in dropping one here? You might as well secure your second TC, your gold, and the next tree line. So, never give up, folks. Never surrender. He's not out yet. So we have got a priority onto archers from Wham. Veterancy coming through. I imagine composite bows will also be queued up shortly after this. Wham's respecting this so hard. I mean, it's English. Like, let's be totally honest. Whenever it's English, we think twice about diving, right? Sometimes you just look at England and you go, I don't want to go there. Actually, a lot of people do that. These 14 Lancers, like, now that you see the tech up, you want to be pressuring, right? However, you need to get the angle right. The white tower on the 4 is going to make that impossible. Who cares about 4 more damage per 9999 second? What are you wing about? English TC fires, the attack speed buff. Network of castles is still 20% because they didn't nerf the thing for real, which I'm still confused by. Why would you not nerf it? It's OP. Make it 10%, please, devs. Thank you. How's Abra off the nerfs? I honestly feel like they're barely impacted. I mean, it's nice we took 5% off. I still think they're absolutely fine, though. The Camel Archer nerf definitely hurt a little bit. But it just feels like they can camp quite easily. You have to be very relentless with your aggression. We didn't really get a true test of that with a Feudal All-In because Puppypaw, although he done a lot of damage with his men-at-arms play, it's a very different style. One that was inherently eventually going to get countered by camels. Veterancy now coming in. Puppypaw's going to rush age 4, isn't he? Didn't this happen in Wham's game against Anatan? I mean, it was a bit different, right? Like, with the outcome of the early game. But the whole idea of just, oh, wow, he's reached Castle Age. Let me just rush Imperial was there as well. Lancer. Ooh, big hit. Didn't quite finish off all the berries. He's going to lose a few villagers in the retreat. I think we've got... No, okay, I was about to say, it looked like Wham was thinking about Imperial as well, but I don't think you get as much immediate value as the English do. And by the way, another reason why Puppypaw was doing this is he knows that he's going to struggle to get out of his base. So he wants to play for that OP tech that barely got nerfed. Okay, he got nerfed, but still, come on. Enclosures. Enclosures was nerfed, guys. It was nerfed from producing gold every 5 seconds to every 6 seconds. So technically that's a 20% worse off, but overall still feels really strong. This blocker on the outpost in the center. Remember, they're both playing kind of blind towards this. In fact, Wham, a little bit worried about that, is actually taking the opportunity to build new scouts. Funnily enough, to this day, English players cannot build scouts out of their white tower. Little attempt. Looks like relics have been targeted by Wham. Meanwhile, Puppypaw is going for the gold. Wingard Palace on the way. Yeah, doesn't believe that Wham's going to dive him. It's a bit gambly because actually if your brother doesn't lead into your expectations here, if he instead does assault you right now, he could just bypass the White Tower, right? Just walk between the TC and Palisade and get in. What's that relic? That's something the Puppypaw doesn't want. Wham. Is he really taking a slow approach to this? Building into mangoes really needs to be going right now. Compsabos did just tick in. I mean, this is your go time, right? If you just wait a minute, the elite text could be there. Puppypaw. Wingard is going to start producing those footmen. Very chunky front line. Remember, this saves you having to elite up your men-at-arms. Remember, because these boys were always very thick to begin with, their health pool actually looks like a unit with elite army tactics, old school style. Like you'd have more % health. Because remember, they have good ranged armor, slightly worse melee armor, but they have extra health to compensate. Look at this. 6 ranged armor default, 280 HP. They hit for 20 damage. Also very good against the Lancers, so smart read there. But Wham, not to be outshone here, has decided to go for the Imperial Age play as well. Burn on the flank in the meantime, so it looks like Lancers are going to be breaking in here. Puppypaw, a little bit slow to pull the army. Actually rallying together is slowing this even further. But he's pumping Wingard Raiders. This is a signature move for the Canadians, and a very strong one. When you lack bulk, it gives you exactly that. Every 20 seconds, 6 cavalry units. Gonna need them. Needs something to distract this wave. Buys enough time. Wham! Instead of diving onto that tree line and attacking them, he wasted time on the knights and horsemen, so it actually paid off. Archers are now on the way as well. However, this attack speed aura is problematic. It's only the network of castles. Remember, network of citadels did get nerfed. Used to give you an increase to 40% attack speed buff. Now it only increases you from 20 to 30%. I wonder, do we just keep pumping the raiders? Feels worth it here. With what he's seeing, he needs a lot of horsemen, right? Instead, looks like he's leaning into the men-at-arms. Gold access is problematic here, though, folks, because Wham just camps this area. Even with enclosures, getting these elite techs is going to take a very long time for Puppypaw. So Wham, good read there to start poking. And wait, did he not get enclosures? Oh, no. Well, he's shuffling through the gold now. 12 villagers out into the southern corner. Wham has scouted that area of the map, so you'd think he'd be a little bit suspicious, maybe leave a knight here, but no. He does, however, have an insane amount of cheddar in his pocket. 4th relic about to be coming home. Puppypaw, he's actually pushing. I mean, this gets him back onto the gold, right? Wham just teched up. He doesn't want to fight until the elite techs come in. So window of opportunity. That's now also enclosures being pumped. Completion in 30 seconds. More raiders are being prepped out of the wing guard here to defend the base. A lot of fort infrastructure is going to be sacrificed. Wham just having to let it go. Having to Elsa that up because he didn't actually chain it in range, so no fire armor to slow this down. Archers are going to try to poke back against this. We do have a key drop on the east side, so pushing that angle will be more difficult for Puppypaw. Spears are going to be able to chase after the knights in the meantime, though, to keep them busy. He's going to keep on pushing. Can he do this? I mean, longbow count looks really good. The Wingard hasn't been getting those true premium units out there, right? It's been forced into pumping raiders consistently. Lancers are now on their way home. Spearmen need to mirror this move ASAP. The Lombos are about to find themselves overextended here. Elite Tech still a mile off, 40 seconds out. So the Lancers will get maximum impact here. Palings are being activated. And this is smart. This is the pinning. Because if he stuns him here, it means the Spearmen can follow up and they can't move away. Good maneuvering there by Puppypaw to catch most of the Knights before they get away. And before that, Elite Tech came in. Only 5 of them, sorry, 6 left on the front line. That was sick. That was a really cool idea. Remember, the Palings can stun when they fully deploy. And if a Lancer or whatever gets stunned, they don't move straight away. They're stuck on the spot for like half a second-ish. So it bought him enough time for the spears to then engage, stab in the backside, and get rid of that really threatening unit. Now we have hand cannoneers coming from Wham, but I don't like hand cannoneers against Lombos, guys. It's just a losing battle waiting to happen here. You get outranged, outgunned, right? Composite bow archers would make a lot more sense, because as long as there's no attack speed aura, Puppypaw wouldn't be able to win that fight. Mangos are going to shove this away. We do not have Unitex coming in just yet. That would be the backbreaker for either side at this stage. Cannon emplacements behind this. Wham, feeling scared. In fact, actually, that's cannon placement on the keep that's being ignored. Kind of makes sense. He doesn't want to get pushed from the goal because that's the thing that's going to keep him alive here. It's the only reason he can realistically afford the hand cannoneers. How on earth is this where we find ourselves? When you consider how this game was going, it looked like it was going to be cruise mode for Wham. But now it's Puppypaw looking to end this game as he began it, in Wham's base. Did he leave him some berries at least? Nah, he took the berries. That's just rude. Hand cannoneers have been scouted early. We do have the University now being dropped. Meanwhile, Puppypaw just eliting anything and everything at this stage. Knights getting upgraded, men-at-arms as well. What is the comp for Wham? Because I don't know if it is horseman hand cannons. In theory, I mean, this should work, right? Because I don't think Puppypaw has enough men at arms to meat shield. Yeah, he's been a bit lackluster in his production there. What is up, Animan Twitch? Thank you very much for the sub, mate. Appreciate the support. Well, Mango is being protected here. Hand cannons are going to be able to dive in. Nice snipe. But Lombos immediately just focus on them. Remember, if you're losing one Lombo to kill one hand cannoneer, jackpot of a trade. Wow, maybe a little bit overzealous here. We'll be able to hold, but it is an expensive hold. Behind this, Puppypaw is starting to clear the way. Keep now being assaulted as bombards are starting to move in. Knights following up. Villagers in trouble. An ambitious Warlord coming out. And thank you very much, Tiebreaker. Welcome to the Swarm. Keep those subs coming. And it's Mass Raiders. I mean, this is the thing. Every time you're like, wow, English are out of an army. Not with Wingard. Wingard Raiders is your option. 25 seconds to pump 6 more units. It gets even better with Military Academy, which admittedly seems to have been overlooked by Puppypaw so far. Yeah, a little bit surprised by that. At this stage, it becomes a bit of a meat grinder. You should be having that tech. It's why his men-at-arms count has looked really underwhelming in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Like, this dude has 3,000 food, but you wouldn't believe it when you think about how slowly that men-at-arms number was going up. And you do begin to kind of need it at this stage, right? Because, I mean, usually, anyway, there would be a daisy chain effect of buildings, but it looks like Wham decided to divide his base. Yeah, I think he get a daisy chained into like 45 structures. Also, the front line wasn't chained in either, right? So he actually gave up having the Golden Age by doing it that way. And that would have been an extra 20% production speed. A little bit of a clash on the west side. Knights are in there, so Puppypaw will win that fight unless reinforcements arrive. And whoa, what? He pulls off with the horseman. So instead, the Knights are just going to trade out against the eco. There's textiles there, and remember, this is free TC Abbasids. Anything lost can be replaced. I'm really not sure who's going to win this. I mean, is there a world in which Wham gets double imp and starts trading? Because this map is pretty damn good for trade. But like the difference between this map and standard high view is you have to earn the trade, as the trade posts are in the center of the map, right? But it's a diagonal trade route, which means you can actually get more each end than standard high view. It's just that you have to earn it. I really like the way we've done that. I think it was a very balanced change. A very well thought out change, actually. If I do stroke my own ego. Apology coming on one side. We don't actually have it yet for Puppypaw. Bit of an overextension. Wham. We'll need to leave. In a body bag. No, he's going to be able to walk away. Castle's close enough by, and also the horseman. That was sick. Wham pulls free south, and Puppypaw just chases with the entire army because he's hiding a lot of his economy here in the fog. You can tell I'm proud of this map. Of course I'm proud of this map. We went to Kevayu, we gave him a design, and he absolutely nailed it. Nobody can tell me this is not better than normal high view. Like, if normal high view was like this, high view would have been in tournaments for ages by now. Handgunners are going to get caught out here. Yeah, problematic as well. I mean, even if he had the Serpentine Powder, it wouldn't protect him. Now, handgunners did get buffed a little. They got 38 base damage instead of the old 35. It's not an overwhelming difference, right? Like, Knights are still going to feel chunky, and more chunky soon. Biology on the way, Military Academy, so Puppypaw fixing all of those gaps in his tech for the late game. A bit of a raid here, not going to do too much damage. Stealth Forest a cringe, though? Sounds like you just got clapped by Knights from the Stealth Forest. I think Stealth Forest are actually one of the most intriguing mechanics that AoE4 has. Vision manipulation is a very cool element of RTSs, considering RTSs are keenly about vision and about information, especially counter-type RTSs. I actually think they're by far one of the best things. This, however, is one of the most toxic things. The outposts are for the villagers, but they're also for the aura. Mangoes have started to appear for Wham. I don't know, though. I mean, Men-at-Arms, remember, with the changes in the late game, they're not that chunky, so in theory, Mangoes are a bit better against them. And we have the toxic tech coming. Adjustable crossbars on the way, and that's ludicrous. Remember, with the Preservation of Knowledge, you save 20%, which is huge when you consider how expensive this tech is now. Remember, it's 2,400 resources, or was it 2,200? 2,200, right? 2,200 resources, so 20% off of that is 440 resources saved. That's crazy. And we do indeed have the marketplaces prep, but he's not ready to trade just yet. Puppypaw almost feels like he just needs some bombards on these golds, and we do have the Wingard Rangers on the way. Incendiary Tech is also coming in. This is what I was talking about Hand Cannoneers not feeling great, guys. Hand Cannoneers will lose to Wingard Rangers, for sure. The interesting part about these big boys is they got nerfed since we last saw them on the Pup. If you guys remember on the Pup, they were broken because when you had the extra range from the Silk Bowstrings, which used to be +2, they were out of control. Things got tweaked. So now, Rangers, I believe, are down to a default of 8 tower range, and they get 1.5. The interesting part about that, though, is that means they outrange Mangonels. So they can whittle away at them from far. Arb's being a little bit annoying, but it looks like that will always get mopped up. How do you feel about Stealth Water? I think Stealth Water very rarely actually is usable because there's always fishing boats, so I'm kind of fine with it. When you once in a blue moon see Stealth Water actually impact a fight, it's incredible to watch. But it's so rare. Yeah, I think Puppypaw just has to chill and build the Rangers, right? I mean, he's up to 12. Another 6 on the way, or no, right? Like, if you give him enough time here, these Rangers will win out for him. Because Wham's trade route is going to be in the center of the map, right? So as long as you keep exchanging there, it should feel impossible. I've got a Night Raid coming in. And yeah, I am kind of shocked that Puppypaw, after all this time wanting gold, still never went for this one relic. It's just been sitting here, teasing him. Yeah, but just what? Oh no. Well, in fairness, ring, ring, ring goes the bell, right? We're 35 minutes into the game. Of course it has to turn into a mass Mangonel race. Awesome raid on the farm's pretty big here, though. I mean, I say pretty big. It's not really facing him. In some ways, it's kind of doing Puppypaw a favor. He kind of just has too much economy currently. Yeah, wait, what? Is that all of his... Oh my dear God. It's like, we're missing about 50 villages here. Yeah, that would explain it. Are they... Yeah, they're going for a keep drop. Is he going to trade? Oh my God, I think we're getting English trade. And I don't know how to feel about that. It might just be for the wood, though. I'm hoping it's just for the wood. That is a funky keep, though. No more gold? Yeah, but you can just like spam trash to your units, right? I think you just like mass horsemen. Force your opponent to go into camels and switch spears, right? And then your winning comp, which you have the gold trickle for, is Wingguard Rangers. Which say they cost food and wood, but they don't. They cost wood and gold. I don't know how that works. I guess like that just proves that they are perfect robots, that they don't cost any food. We have men-at-arms at least shuffling on the west side here. A little bit surprised that took that long. Improved processing is now on the way in. Hey, he's going to be more farm set up in this stuff. Well, he's spreading his economy wide, so in fairness, Wham won't be able to just find one location that GG's the game. However, Wham's army is spooky as all hell. 4 mangoes, 2 bombards, or rather culverins, and 41 hand cannoneers. It feels like Puppypaw needs more rangers. You want to be up to about 30 as quickly as possible. Get the volley as well, and then it's prime time. A bit of a raid coming in, though. The men-at-arms do not even need to worry about the stone walls. A little bit of an overchop there from Wham. Should force some idle time here. In fact, Wham is down to 77 economy. Oh my god. I think that was partially intentional, but not fully. Rangers and men-at-arms have moved in. Like, this has to kill him. If Wham can't get that dent that puts his brother down, Puppypaw has the economy to outlast him. Wingguard Rangers, look at that. Easy peasy mop up of the mangoes. Needs to be a little bit careful, though. Barely sidesteps in time, but with the keep there, with the range of the Rangers, he should be able to just whittle these down. Although he never got the silk bowstring, so the big problem here is that he's in range of them. Teensy-weensy oversight there. Mass horseman pump now coming from Puppypaw, though. The damage in the base starting to be felt here. Interception of the reinforcements is slowing down that second wave, and that's going to buy time for the horsemen and rangers to run this through. In fact, second group of knights and horsemen might get some freebies. Culverin's out of position here. Easy maneuver there for Puppypaw. Gets the sweep in. All siege removed from the battlefield. Wow, only 1 Culverin now in reserve. Trade is underway, though, folks. Wham is sitting on 9 right now. However, it is not safe. The Rangers, the men-at-arms, they should be seeing this. And in fact, they do. Don't ask how a Ranger can see through that Stealth Forest. What? Did he bring binoculars? Well, he knows about the trade. It turns out that the curse of Wham is trading remains as true as always. Mate, I can't believe that. Proof that the real reason Wingguard Rangers can shoot further than Lombos is because they're taller. I think they... Yeah, they legit can see through all Stealth Forests. What? Alright, so why have I got people crying about like hating Stealth Forests? Because considering the largest percentage of players in the community is English, just go Imperial and build Wingguard Rangers. You're fine. That's absurd. I cannot believe that. That's absurd. Yeah, a little bit of an oversight there. I mean, not the biggest oversight, right? That would probably be the javelins, but still. True, they are called Rangers, so right, they're just in the forest, just like, just lick their finger like, yeah, they're that way. They just know. Wow, I'm still having a healthily sized army here. The eco is still a bit questionable though. Still a few men-at-arms trotting around. Select all armies to at least protect the trade. But here's attack speed or a men-at-arms and horsemen, right? Like, there's no way you hold this. And also the full surround. Horsemen just run by. Spearmen get baited out of position. That means the front line can now just ripple through. At least it should be able to. Feels like Wham is starting to wane here. He's pretty much out of gold, right? If the trade ever gets stopped here, he cannot produce into the hand cannoneers. Meanwhile, Puppypaw's comp doesn't really require much gold. And guess what? You're playing English, so who needs gold veins? Just eat bread. Apparently, if we eat enough bread, we poop golden nuggets. I think that's what the game is saying about my people. I don't think that's true if it was. Like, people who have IBS statistically would all live in mansions, but they don't. Puppypaw, by some miracle, somehow has the goal to go triple mango. Oh, wait, no, we already went over this. Farms. Farms are good. Yeah, chill, guys. He only has 66 villages on food, generating, you know, about 850 gold a minute. Yeah, just English things. Oh, sorry. Let me get that right. No, it's 66. There you go. Very reasonable. We've got no horseman way coming through. I think Puppypaw's just been very frustrating with the way that he's layered his farms all over the place. It means that Wham can't get this one big horseman raid that shuts down everything. And yeah, I think we can agree the English enclosures nerf didn't really do much. This raid will, though. Talked about how Wham needs this trade. Good news for him, at least these horsemen are buying time, is forcing part of the army to react, or at least it should be, but apparently Puppypaw decided to give his boys a coffee break. How is this game not over? I mean, there's not really much left on the map, but then, once again, it's English on one side and Abbasid trying to trade on the other. So, technically, this game could go on for an infinity. And considering these two are very familiar with each other, they're not going to fall for the same tricks someone might if it was like, for example, BC versus a Marine Lord, or like, you know, Vortex versus a Dumu. These different players with very different playstyles. These two scrim with each other more than with anyone else. They know each other inside and out. I've got more ranges at least being pumped. And looks like we've got Wham's Rams coming. He did already get the lightweight beams, so he attacks quite quick. Fool's trying to go up. It's only palisades, but it will at least slow things down over here. Ooh, blimey. How does this end? I mean, in theory, Wham now walling with the trade coming, that should just give him the edge, right? It's a Abbasid trade. And, I mean, he still needs to get the trade wing, but once he achieves that goal, with Grand Bazaar and Spice Roads, that will be GG. But he needs to get there first. Right now, instead, all of his gold is going into new hand cannons. Didn't Wham say English shouldn't have been nerfed? If he did, he deserves a loss here. This is, like, if he really said that, I'm going to make this the point where I remind people about why you should be very careful of listening to your favorite pro's opinion on civs. Because while there may be some truth, you need to find a pattern. And if the pattern isn't agreeable, then they are playing an ulterior motive, right? For example, if this was a player who really liked playing, I don't know, let's go with Abbasids. And he went, well, I don't think Abbasid's eco wing is a problem. And everyone else is, alarm bells should be going off in your head. Oh, eco now. But the trade is the biggest detail I'm seeing in this. Like, if Wham is able to just keep scaling like this, it should just be an Abba win, right? Then again, Puppypaw is doing something very malicious. He's queued up 20 Rams. And yeah, Choom, can you tell the players to maybe stop using the same bloody color, please? See if we can get them back to Puppypaw's green at the start. Hopefully we can catch them before the next game. Another awkward issue is the Sacred Sites are just like, they've leaned their ecos in different directions, right? You've got all the farms over here with Puppypaw, they got all the trade over here with Wham. So they're both going to fight tooth and nail for that. So that's not a clear win condition in this game. He's a lot of hand cannoneers again. Wham once again trying to go to the mangoes, but for now, Puppypaw the one with that edge. Wingard Ranger count a little bit underwhelming. Kind of needs to lose some economy here, lose some military. Yes, these are best of sevens. Single elimination, grand finals. We've already had a nail biter of a series, 3 games in. And I feel like this is done in 6 or 7 games. I'd be shocked if it ended sooner. I mean, it can't end much sooner than that. It can end in 5, right? Puppypaw is in with a few horsemen here, but hold on a second. This is a pretty ballsy shift. This is going to be an eco trade. Wham moving towards the farms on the north side. Puppypaw moving towards the trade on the south. And yep, it happened, guys. At like 40 minutes in, Puppypaw finally got that relic. Woohoo! Turns out that's the OP gold difference. I mean, who suffers more from this, though? Wham has quite a plentiful reserve of food. Puppypaw, rather, has quite a plentiful reserve of food. Wham doesn't. But then again, Wham has queued up a lot of units. Puppypaw's queued up even more. I feel like there's more damage done from shutting the trade down than trying to shut down some of these farms. And weirdly enough, we actually have Rams rallying up here. Why? What? I guess A-click distraction? Or is it A-click destruction in this case? Mangoes and the Rangers are marching north. The reinforcements are coming. I mean, if they A-click the Rams, this kind of works. Right? Hand cannoneers, they have no front line here. Mango's coming in for the smoosh. Horsemen are going to peel off. It's going to be a mirrored move here to protect. The men-at-arms, the Rams are moving in. So at this point, Wham is about to lose his trade. 15 to be called. Meanwhile, Mango's being dove for here. Horseman will be able to find him. A good micro there by Wham. I mean, he has to be going for landmark here, right? I think they've both got similar ideas. A keep attack coming in from Wham. Puppypaw. I think that's it. I think trade stopped. He's got 13 still going, but that should just get shuttered now. There's simply too many men-at-arms here. And Wham is throwing the worst type of trash at this. It's Spearmen, and not just that, it's Spearmen without elite army tactics. That's the difference here. He just doesn't have the raw HP, the raw damage, the raw anything. Oh my god, that +4 missing armor is a big deal here as well. Getting hit for 18 on a unit that only has 150 health into a unit that has 180. Recipe for disaster here. And Puppypaw, look at the numbers now. That's it. It's happening. We're getting a 2-2. We're going the distance here. Puppypaw strikes back with the English. And Wham will probably have to do an adjustment of his patch notes analysis video where he changes and edits out that the English nerf wasn't needed. Oh, what do you think of this one, guys? Wingard Rangers, we got a little bit of an insight to them. Did you know that Wingard Rangers can see through all stealth for us? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.